Hello, so this is TADSummit Asia's webinars. We're running a series of webinars. We're really fortunate to have from hSenid Mobile, Roshni, who's going to be presenting on enterprise CPaaS. Really interested to hear what she has to say there, because this is a new category, I think very exciting development. And we'll also be hearing from Sandarenu, who's going to be presenting on omni-channel customer engagement. So this is a live webinar, but of course we're recording it. We're going to be publishing a weblog afterwards where we'll provide slides and an opportunity to ask more questions. I'm going to be following the Twitter stream, so if you want to ask questions, just use the hashtag or the handle TADSummit, and I'll capture your questions there. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Roshni, who's going to be presenting on enterprise CPaaS. So Roshni, over to you.
Thank you, Alan. So it's wonderful to be joining TADSummit once again. This is my second time speaking at TADSummit, and I feel very honored to be doing so. So I'm heading the go-to-market at hSenid Mobile. And so today I will be sharing insights from hSenid Mobile's vision for enterprises with this topic of the power of CPaaS for enterprises. Now, before I do that, to those of who didn't see the pre-TADSummit short webinar where we introduced hSenid Mobile and ourselves, I would like to do a brief about hSenid Mobile. So hSenid was founded in 1997, offering software solutions to enterprises. And under the hSenid umbrella, hSenid Mobile was founded with the turn of the century in the new millennium. So it was a time when telcos enjoyed the best of voice and SMS revenue, as you would know. hSenid Mobile was ahead of the market, providing solutions to simplify operations and increase revenue for telcos and to enterprises who looked at providing innovative services to customers. So at a time when SMS was gradually picking up as a key source of communication, hSenid Mobile pioneered some of the early A2P and P2A SMS-based platforms for enterprises. And at the same time, we built our portfolio to offer agent network-based e-top-up and customer loyalty solutions. And in addition to these products, hSenid Mobile advanced as an expert system integrator for telco and enterprise backend systems. So that was a bit about hSenid Mobile's beginnings. Our portfolio has evolved since to include signaling products for telcos, self-care customer engagement platforms, private cloud implementations with NFV, and last but not least, our CPaaS, which has profoundly impacted our customers and their customers over the years. So I would like to share the story of our CPaaS briefly, because learnings from this are relevant to the topic today. So at the foundation of our early products was the thoughtful architecture of a communication management module separated from other functionality, but an important part of the total solution. Unknowingly, CPaaS was very much a part of our products in those early years. And then by the mid-2000s, hSenid CPaaS, which was by then widely used coupled with other products, evolved into its own product. And it was envisioned to lower the barriers for entry and become an enabler for telcos to roll out third-party services faster to market. So this product was timely then when OTT players were entering the market and telcos' traditional revenue was hit. So it enabled collaboration, management, and monitoring of third parties to create partnerships and new revenue streams for the telco. Now, hSenid CPaaS in this form continues to today to provide the infrastructure for our telco customers to manage all third-party access to their network, control and monitor network utilization and revenue. So one permutation of our CPaaS enabled telcos to manage their partners who required access to the network. Then there was a turning point in the early 2010s. The hSenid CPaaS evolved and disrupted the market. It took a new permutation and emerged as a technology enabler, creating ecosystems with telcos at its center. So going beyond the strategic partnerships telcos established to accelerate service rollout via CPaaS, this new CPaaS enabled a new wave of developers and non-developers to partner with telcos to roll out services relevant to niche market segments, creating unprecedented recurring revenue streams for the telco. So this shows a bit of stats on what hSenid's CPaaS has managed to, the impact it has managed to create over the years with several telcos, especially in the APAC region. So, any telco has gold mine of assets that has huge potential to be used by the market. So this is something hSenid Mobile has discussed many times in the past, and we strongly believe telcos are still well disposed to build developer ecosystems that create new recurring revenue. And with the right CPaaS enabler and go-to-market know-how, we think that there's still immense potential for the telcos to recurring revenue streams and build these developer ecosystems. So I will pause this topic here as I'm yet to come to the topic for today. Now, the reason I spoke of our CPaaS journey is because hSenid Mobile has a strong history of being the silent partner of our telco customers, enabling them to enable others. So we are now moving to a new chapter of our CPaaS journey, taking telcos with us to disrupt how enterprises use CPaaS. Now, three key concepts, which contributed to the success of telcos with our CPaaS is joining the next part of our journey. So the first one is web-based wizards or templates. So here, in the context of telcos or the CPaaS we offer to telcos, there are SMS, USSD, and WebRTC-based patterns that are available as templates or wizards for those buzzing with ideas but with no technical knowledge to create apps in less than 5 minutes. So this was a huge turning point because the wizards opened up an entirely uncontested or untapped market of new service creation and innovation for the telcos. Then the second one is self-service. So from partner onboarding, so in this sense, developer and non-developer onboarding, configuring applications with required APIs, testing in live environment, moving to production, marketing apps, charging app users, and facilitating reconciliation. The hSenid CPaaS was self-service for developers and non-developers, end-to-end completely. And then the third key concept which contributed to the success of the telcos with our CPaaS was governance. Now, this included complete control for telcos to monitor partners, the apps, network traffic, and revenue, basically a 360 view of the CPaaS in function. It also allowed to suspend or terminate unscrupulous partners, do not disturb or DND VIPs, basically those who do not wish to receive any messages. So we see this very prominent, widely used in Bangladesh as of now. So the NDVIPs then intercept A2P traffic to stop profane, illegal, controversial content reaching customers, with control for telco admins to review and take action. So now already enterprises widely use APIs and building blocks from CPaaS giants to embed communication APIs into the services they need. However, it's not always very simple to integrate. Usually there is technical know-how that is needed to have a service ready for operation. And some enterprises, such as banks, have very specialized needs. They work with restrictions. So for instance, one of it is that they are usually under the thumb of the regulator and need compliance. Another point is that they need governance over the actions of staff. They cannot afford to take any risks where customers are concerned in this day when switching is easy for a dissatisfied customer. And also they are rarely able to access services when the need arises within different departments. Dependency on IT is high to obtain solutions which must be internally built or externally procured. So essentially, business users are often crippled, not able to move as fast as they would like to engage customers, provide customer service, notify on logistics, send reminders, enable OTP on a new product, and much, much more. So these are insights we have obtained from our CPaaS experience with enterprises in the past few years. So this is where Senid's eCPaaS steps in, transforming the way enterprises ride the way of CPaaS. Now, going back to the three key concepts from our telco CPaaS experience, each of them is applied to eCPaaS to address the limitations faced by enterprises. So once again, we have the web-based wizards or the templates. So identifying common needs across enterprises, these templates or wizard-based service patterns will enable different departments within an enterprise to have their own service generated in minutes. The templates will reduce the dependency on IT and foster faster time to roll out services. Then the second one is self-service. So eCPaaS will be end-to-end self-service for departmental users and administrators to access, operate, control, and monitor with integrated workflow. Now, essentially, this eCPaaS will serve as a mini center for operations for each enterprise department. So for the eCPaaS instance taken by an enterprise, IT's role becomes easier, having to assign accounts to each departmental admin and thereafter provide only level 1 support. So, and then the third point is governance, or the third concept which we are borrowing from our telco CPaaS is governance. So this is about reviewing and approving the actions of staff within a department, managing user accounts and viewing results, which will be all within the control of each department. Also, regulator compliances such as transactional notifications needing to be delivered through on-premise secure channels and other promotional type of customer notifications to be handled through cloud in a hybrid deployment of CPaaS are among some of the governance requirements that are fulfilled by Senid's eCPaaS. So I would like to leave you with a scenario showing Senid's eCPaaS in action. Now this is the eCPaaS wizards or template center available to a department admin accessing the system. So take the scenario of a bank. So this is on the far left hand side there. You see these promotions and notifications wizard. So this is basically like it enables generating different messaging portals. And for example, one messaging portal can be generated from this wizard for a bank to create, manage, and monitor cards promotions. Then another portal can be generated from the same template for the bank to notify VIP customers about new investment products, interest rates, and maturity information. And then yet another portal can be generated for the bank's loan department, and so on. And then what's more exciting is a department admin can create any number of portals to use within the department. For example, 2 portals for cards department, the bank's cards department used by 2 different teams, which is for designing and managing promotions to VIP credit customers and for managing promotions to all other customers. So this can be actually managed at 2 different portals with different departmental users and an admin overlooking this whole thing. So so that's where there is complete control which is the self-service element for the department. The department users will create a promotional campaign, create the content, decide the channel to dispatch, upload, or use filtering mechanisms to select a customer segment based on demographics or customer financial profile, and then finally submit for a higher authority's approval. And then next comes in the governance element. So the department admin will then review the campaign, the content, set the budget, decide if the campaign should exclude VIP customers, set DND or do not disturb times, and make such other decisions before approving to start execution of the promotion on a specific date or time. And then dashboards and reports will help govern the campaigns to suspend, resume the campaigns or view results and make decisions to improve future promotional campaigns. So this is one scenario for one of the templates available on our eCPaaS, which enables enterprise business users to fast-track the solutions they need to run operations. More templates will come integrated with more exciting technologies in the future. So hSenid's eCPaaS will give power back to the enterprise business users. So that's what I have for today, Alan. And there are any questions I'd like to take?
Excellent. No, that was a really good presentation. Thank you so much, Roshni. And I think it's a point you made in terms of a key learning in the work that you've done with telcos. IdeaMart being a great example in moving from not just addressing developers, that is through APIs, but the far larger non-developer segments. That is small business owners, marketing teams within organizations, which could be 10, 100 times the addressable market. So I think that was an excellent point you made. And what you're now doing is extending that whole concept of the wizards templates in making it so easy that now within an enterprise, under control of the IT department, because that's what they like to have, the templates and wizards. So, and you gave a nice example in terms of promotions, credit card promotions. I'm interested, because you mentioned the dashboard. So one of the key things I run a promotion, a key metric is understanding what business was generated from that promotion. So I'm just interested in what integrations are required to enable that end-to-end view within the bank, from the promotion to what credit cards or what loans were taken up as a result of that promotion.
Yes, Alan. So I think that would be like coming up as part of our roadmap, where I would actually integrate the bank's core systems to identify when a promotion has been executed, if there has been a equivalent uptake, and to monitor that and feed that back into the next to the next promotion that is to be designed. So definitely that is something that we are considering and will integrate into the promotions and notifications portal.
Understood. And one of the other things, as I was watching your presentation, it reminded me of a presentation that we had from Justin from Medtronic. Medtronic is a medical device manufacturer, and how they were implementing APIs across their business, and some of the challenges. I think you've solved several of the challenges that he was facing in your use of this eCPaaS and the use of the wizards and templates. Now, you've given banking as an example of a vertical, and I mentioned, I can see already, Medtronic is a potential customer here. I'm just interested in what other verticals do you see as being early adopters of eCPaaS?
In our region, I mean, the Asian region, what we see is, in addition to banks, there are insurance companies as the next, I think, biggest segment, and I think any enterprise who has a need to send out a lot of bulk messages, I think is would be potential customers. So, but the second segment we identify is as the insurance.
Yeah, absolutely. No, this is excellent, Roshni. I think it shows just how dynamic the whole CPaaS market is. You're showing there's this potentially far greater, far larger segment that's just being opened up in the CPaaS space. So congratulations on your product development and a very exciting future you're putting forward for all CPaaS. So with that, what I'd like to do now is if you could hand over to Sandarenu to give her presentation on omni-channel customer engagement. So again, we gave an introduction earlier this month, was it? I think it was this month. I've lost track of time now. But we gave an introduction, but I'm really excited to see that presentation. So back over to you.
Thank you, Alan. So I'm just sharing the screen and handing over to
Thank you, Alan. It's good to be back after that brief introduction about the session we are going to do today. So I'm Sandarenu from hSenid Mobile. I work here as a technical software architect, and this is my first time joining the TADSummit. So today we are going to talk about how we can use this customer self-care platform for telco marketing. So in this session, we are going to talk about why this customer engagement and satisfaction is an important factor in the growth of the mobile operator, and what we can do to improve the customer convenience, and what is the importance of having a unified service delivery mechanism, and also the importance of empowering the marketing department, and also finally how we can achieve operational efficiency by doing all this. We all know today the telecom is one of the most competitive industries in the world. In any given country, all of the operators most of the time provide similar set of technologies. They provide similar set of technology stack. The service quality is similar, whether it is the voice quality or the internet speed. The products they are offering are also similar, and the price ranges they are offering are also similar. So from the technology aspect or from the pricing aspect, there's hardly any differentiation. So for consumers, switching between operators is very easy thing. They hardly miss anything by switching from one operator to another. They don't have any incentive to be glued to being loyal to one particular operator. If they see something is even a very bad, simple bad experience can lead them to switch networks. So today the telecommunication operators are having very tough time retaining these customers and have building loyalty around them. So how we can find this differentiation? Today, as we have discussed, technology cannot be used as a differentiation factor as it has been used in past decade. Today, it is not the differentiation. Recent studies from Gartner says that in the future, around 89% of the businesses would compete mainly on the customer experience. And also another study from Microsoft says that 96% of the consumers consider customer experience as their main factor to being loyal to a particular brand. So it is clear that customer experience and the satisfaction is going to be the main differentiation in the future. Most of the operators have already identified that, but still, as we know, customer experience in the telecom industry is one of the lowest among all other industries. We all know what is the experience we get when we call the customer call centers for operators, right? So it's not the best. So what we can do to improve this customer satisfaction is the question that all the operators have. Here, the self-care platforms can play a major role. Operators can use these self-care platforms to engage more with the customers and provide convenient and satisfying services to them. today, even though operators are more considered about the customer satisfaction, the self-care portals they only provide these general requirements. Like they only provide features like check balance, change packages or purchase add-ons or data buckets, viewing the transaction history and doing top-ups like scratch card top-ups and things like that. These features are general requirements for the consumers, but the customers have moved beyond these requirements now. If we are to provide good service to customers, we have to provide something more. So if you look at today's consumer, most of them are using multiple SIMs. It is not like few years back where we only own one SIM and one particular number. But now we own multiple devices and we use multiple SIMs, and one consumer can have multiple prepaid numbers, multiple postpaid numbers, likewise. What we have seen among the operators is most of the times they provide two platforms, one separately for postpaid and prepaid. So if the consumer is having both prepaid account and the postpaid account, they will have to use those two platforms separately. That is very inconvenient. Also, if the consumer is having, let's say, two prepaid accounts, the prepaid self-care portal mostly provided by most of the operators only support one number. So if you want to manage the other number, you have to log out and log in again. So providing a convenient single platform which they can manage whichever the account, prepaid account or a postpaid account, or managing multiple prepaid accounts and or multiple postpaid account is going to be a very advantage in the future, and also will enhance the satisfaction of the consumer. Especially another feature that we are seeing that is required to improve the customer satisfaction, especially in this region like South Asia, Southeast Asia kind of, is the local language support. Because most of the people are not very familiar with the English language and they prefer to use the systems with their own local languages. If the operators can provide these self-care solutions in all the local languages that are preferred by the customers, they can reach entire customer base and provide better service. Another main feature that is required is the credit card and direct bank integrations. Because today the more and more people are moving into electronic currency, and credit card usage is increasing rapidly in this region, and people would like to pay their bills and purchase data bundles and all that using credit cards because it is very convenient and easy to use. And another very important feature that would enhance the customer experience is the correct usage of chatbots, because that can enhance the consumer experience by helping them to solve small problems that otherwise they would have to call that tedious customer care centers. So they don't have to wait in the customer care call queue. They can use these bots and solve small problems which would enhance immensely their consumer experience. So these are one of a few areas that operators can include in their customer care solutions, self-care solutions, to enhance the customer satisfaction. Another important factor when deciding on self-care is like what is the channel you are going to use to deliver these solutions. So today, most of the time, operators are going for mobile apps because that is the main growth segment. But still, the USSD and web applications are being used heavily in this region. Especially with our experience with the regional mobile operators, we know that technologies like USSD is still heavily in use. So self-care channels should be supported through those platforms as well. Again, another main factor is like whichever the channel, whether it is a mobile app or the USSD, they should provide similar services in the same quality. Because whether the person is using a smartphone or a feature phone, they should be able to access the services without any problem. So having a unified delivery mechanism which would deliver the self-care solutions, the features unifiedly among for consumers is a added advantage. Another major feature which we are lacking, which we see lacking in the existing systems is this integration with the marketing department, because most of the time when operators deploy a solution, it is mainly engineering department getting involved in those things. But for customers, it is the marketing department who knows about their behavior, what are the trends and how the competitors are doing, and what is the market trends and all that. So it is the marketing department who know the pulse of the consumer. So whatever the customer care solution should support this marketing department to engage with this consumers well. And the platform should provide analytics and insights to drive the decision making for the marketing people. And they should be able to see the trends, what are the products and what are the packages that are trending, what are the packages declining, and act upon them. And they should be able to configure the contents and packages with minimum involvement from the engineering team, because the faster the marketing team can act, the faster they can deliver the products, and time to market for products will be faster, and they can provide better service for the consumer. With all that, what we are going to try to achieve is the operational efficiency. With the better self-care solution, we can reduce the load on the call center and allow the call center operators to provide better solutions for the actual needed consumers. Small problems will be able to solve within the self-care application itself, and the customers will not be required to call the call center and go through that queue and having that bad experience. And also the self-care platform will provide the required analytics and trends for the marketing users, so they can identify the consumer trends and act upon them and provide very fast products launch times. And with all that, operators would be able to stay ahead of the competition. So, and with that, they will be able to provide better customer satisfaction and improve their ratings, customer satisfaction ratings, and have a better differentiation than other operators. So having a correct technology backed with the correct strategy to have a better consumer experience will be the next trend in the telecom industry, and it will help to market the telecom as the telecom operator properly in the space. So over to you, Alan. So that's...
Sorry, I was speaking before I took mute off. So that was excellent. Thank you so much, Sandarenu. And I see this so many times where operators have been spending a lot of money to enable customers to buy more SIMs, to support more accounts, whether it be through home solutions, like through just their tablets. There's been a strong push to sell more SIMs. Yet, as a customer, you're having to manage them separately. So this unified self-care, I think, is very important. And also, the problem we see in that experience is, as you pointed out, between engineering and marketing, there's a divide. And trying to empower the marketing department so that they can solve this, I think, is I see it as a need. Now, I'm interested, you gave some examples of operational efficiencies through taking this unified self-care approach. I'm interested, now I'm not asking for any customer numbers or anything like that, but what typical savings are possible through taking this unified self-care approach?
From the total...
yeah.
30 to 40% kind of savings from the call center, I think.
Wow.
because like consumers will not have to call the call center, like even for small things, like if they could solve those things itself from the self-care, because they know calling the call center is not the best experience. So if they can solve those things by themselves, they can reduce that cost. Also, it will be added advantage for the call center, because they don't have to handle large number of calls. There will be like real problems that would come to them, so they can put more attention and listen carefully and provide patient service to the consumers.
Exactly, because one of the things I think people don't appreciate fully when they're looking at the numbers is today many people are multitasking. So they could be doing a number of things, and to be able to have self-care rather than real-time talking to people enables me to multitask. I could be in a meeting and I'm dealing with a self-care issue. Now, I think you pointed out a very important aspect in this solution, the role bots play in solving small problems. Not trying to do the whole CSR job, but solving, it could be, it's almost like an automation of the FAQ. So frequently asked questions, you can get the customer to some very obvious stuff. But I'm interested in your perspective, Sandarenu, on some of the small problems bots can solve.
Like sometimes like how to activate particular product, or why I haven't get this top up, that kind of things, because those are the things that most of the times customer care is answering, right? Like I top up and then my balance is not increased, like why it is like so. So what can answer like it is, even though you don't see it, like even though you didn't receive the SMS, you have been updated, and those kind of things are the most critical, I think.
Yeah, no,
And it will
absolutely.
experience.
Of course, yep, yeah, absolutely. And you shouldn't underestimate the importance of multi-channel. In some people, even though there's the app, you have to fire up the app, you have to go through the login, or it may already accept that. But sometimes just the USSD code that you know and have used many times, you just do it to quickly check a status. So again, even people use different channels partially based on preference, but also partially on what they're trying to do. So again, this multi-channel support, even for sophisticated markets, I think, is still very important. So again, this unified customer care, it is a problem, and that 30 to 40% figure, I think, is a strong motivation for action there. So again, Sandarenu, Roshni, thank you both for your excellent presentations, and fingers crossed we'll be able to meet in person soon. So again, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Alan.
Thank you, Alan.
Bye-bye.